Eddie Hearn.
Yes, mate.
We're all done on our way to Manchester. First off, I don't want to talk about the boxing fights tonight. I want to talk about the sad news today of George Foreman.
Yeah.
I know Matchroom and that put a statement out there, mate. Your thoughts with the family right now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, George is like an iconic legend, really, of the sport of, like, not just of boxing, but of sport. You know, I mean, he was universally known, whether it be for his products, whether it be for his books, and most importantly, because of his fighting and his legacy. You know, I mean, was the oldest ever world heavyweight champion, you know, involved in some of the greatest fights of our generation, Olympic champion as well. You know, he was a true great. I mean, I remember him more, the Michael Moorer fight when he'd become world champion, just seeing this big old guy just knocking people out. One of the most heavy-handed heavyweights of all time. And, you know, I had the pleasure of meeting him once, but just a very warm, loving guy, you know, and will be sadly missed.
Let's talk about tonight. George Kambosos has got the job done, but unfortunately for Australian boxing, Skye Nicolson was beaten. Eddie, I felt that it wasn't the same Skye Nicholson in the end of tonight. Your thoughts on that? And
yeah, I think you have to give credit to Tiara Brown. I mean, when someone underperforms, you know, you can underperform, but you also can't take away what the opponent did, which was apply the pressure, you know, some smart boxing, fought well on the inside. But Skye fought Tiara Brown's fight instead of fighting her fight. I felt like she could have won the fight comfortably. I still had her edge in the fight, to be honest with you. I thought the Australian scorecard was disgusting, 97-93. She gave Tiara Brown 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 Philosophy. Like, there's no way she didn't win 9. And I thought she won 10 as well. But, you know, it was a fight, it was a 6-4 fight either way. And you've got to give the credit to Tiara Brown, but Skye will be back. You know, she'll learn from that. She's never been in a fight like that, and she'll learn so much from that, but she's got to be better. Because you can't fight at that level, and you can't become unified and undisputed with performances like that. And she will improve from it, she'll learn, and she'll be world champion again.
would you do it? Is there a rematch clause? Or
There isn't, but I expect the WBC to either order a rematch or to make Skye mandatory. So, look, you know, we've got the option, go away, maybe have a couple of 10-rounders and just get firing again, do you know what I mean? Because what she's doing on the pads, what she's doing in sparring, is totally different to what she did tonight. And, you know, sometimes you needed the old Skye Nicholson in there tonight versus the new one that's actually learning to catch and counter and fight a little bit on the inside. The one that's just pink, like the feet are so sharp, the judgment at distance is so good. She kind of fought Tiara's fight, and she still could have won with a really poor performance. But tonight deserves, you know, belongs to Tiara Brown.
You kicked off the show with Amar Katev.
Yeah.
Like, Amar Katev, wow, what a fight.
Unbelievable.
A lot of people thought that was going to be one-sided, but what a
I just saw Palacios there. I mean, his face, you know, is like this, and he's a very, very tough man. I'd love to use him again, you know, and I thought Katev boxed really well. Very good fighter, very heavy-handed. He's going to be in some great fights, and that was a great learning fight for him tonight as well.
Tiara Moana come out.
Yeah.
I think he spent more time dancing into the ring than
I know,
he did.
like, you know, it's difficult because James Singh, tough Fijian, supposed to give us some rounds, but when you bowl him over in a round, everyone goes, oh, who's that guy, you know? So it's difficult. Matt Rose texted me tonight. He reckons he's got 3 heavyweights for me. We want the Australians to stand up and fight Tiara Moana.
Who did he say they were?
Feli Oppa.
He hadn't been having a couple of beers.
Maybe, but he must have been if he fancied his chances against Tiara Moana. But listen, we want the Australian fighters to step up and fight. He's 7-0 now. He's still got a lot of learning to do. But what a puncher. What a character. He's going to be a real star over there.
Shanika Johnson.
Yeah, good
2
performance.
from 2,
Yeah,
stopped
big
up.
bantamweight. Big bantamweight.
Wow.
You know, Nina Hughes, a former world champion, very good fighter, but she just steamrolled for her tonight.
Have you named a date for potentially Hitchins versus Kambosos?
June 21st. Yeah, that's the date. Yeah,
Vegas or New York?
correct.
Off George's performance tonight, I know it was a debut, first time doing it at 140. How did he really look in there?
I thought he looked razor sharp for 5 or 6 rounds, and then he got the head flash and he unravelled a little bit. And Wyllie come on strong. So, you know, for me, I think he can be competitive against Hitchins. If he performs like that against Hitchins, he won't beat him. And George knows that. You know, Hitchins is an elite fighter, and Jake Wylie's a tremendous young prospect. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how he comes through. But for me, Kambosos against Hitchins is a tremendous fight.